Sweet Calypso music to the heart and the soul. In the beginning of time, God created man, and over all things, He gave man dominion. Man had ultimate control over his mind, body, and soul. Man's future, He gave man in his hands to hold. But then man somehow, he began to stray. And man somehow began to lose his way. Man started to imagine all kind of insane things. Is man corrupt man through his own imagination? I say imagine. Man start to imagine all kind of vain things, all kind of strange things. I say imagine. Man start to imagine all kind of evil plans against his fellow man. Man start to imagine that he is a superpower. Imagine. And next man and he must conquer. Imagine. Until he start to oppress man. But if man only learn to love man and still it in the master's plan, man could stop the fall of man. Well, sweet Calypso music to the heart and the soul. Hear me. Now man received the key to his own destiny, to his own existence. Man became the king, but like man was too blind to see, so man became man's worst enemy. Fueled by greed, hatred and envy, so that man by now he began to lust. And man by now, to man became unjust. He continued to imagine all kind of inhumane things, destroying man and the future generation. Well, I say imagine. Man start to imagine all kind of hateful things, all kind of distasteful things. I say imagine. Man start to imagine all kind of wicked plans against his fellow man. Man start to imagine, so he start to rape and plunder, non-stop bloodshed and murder, until he start to suppress man. But if man only learn to love man and still did in the master's plan, man could stop the fall of man. Whoa, man became lost and didn't know in his own ego. Me, myself and I became his motto. With selfishness and selfish pride, he riding side by side. His arrogance, he just couldn't hide. You see, man by now, he forgot his role. And man by now, he was out of control. He couldn't stop imagining all kind of vile things pulling down man through his wild imagination. I say imagine. Man start to imagine all kind of deranged things, all kind of demented things. I say imagine. future generation. He leading to extinction. Man has become too blind to see. He's losing piece of himself daily. And his entire soul he'll lose eventually. So then man, I know he could find his way back. Man, I know together could get back on track. If man start to imagine only positive things, man would save man and the future generation. I say imagine, man start to imagine all kind of great things, no hate but love things. I say imagine, man start to imagine that the master plan is to love your fellow man. Man start to imagine that you are your brother's keeper. Imagine. Together we are stronger.